Hello, my name is Jennifer Abbott. I'm the Artistic Director for the Campbell River Children's Choir. We're from Campbell River, Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. We're here with Canada-Cuba on musical and cultural exchange. When we as a choir start thinking about trips and places to go to benefit our kids, we start thinking about the benefits that they'll receive musically, of course, and also the benefits that they'll receive culturally. And this trip is completely laid out so wonderfully, and it really made us decide, wow, we need to come here. We need to come to Cuba. So when thinking about highlights on our trip so far, of course, watching and singing for and hearing Nova Voz was a highlight for us, for sure. Just the quality of music and the rich, you can hear the rich harmonies and the rhythms. It's so wonderful for our children to get a sense of that and then be able to take that home with us and work more with it. And the other highlight I would say is the children's choirs, watching the children, seeing the joy and the passion in their bodies and hearing it in their voices. You really see that it's just music is part of the culture here. It's so wonderful for our children to see that.
So just like kind of
My name is Beth Kingston, and I am the Assistant Director of the Campbell River Children's Choir. So we're from Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada. We chose this trip because the Campbell River Children's Choir traveled to Cuba 15 years ago and had just an amazing experience. And we felt like it was time to do it again. It was such a good trip, and we knew that it was the perfect balance of a cultural experience and an incredible musical exchange, plus the added bonus of beach time and fun. Yesterday was an incredible highlight for me as a music educator. We had been working all week with the different choirs, rehearsing and preparing for the concert last night. So watching our singers interact with the other choirs and getting to know them and watching the friendships grow, and then they all had the opportunity to sing and perform for each other and experience each other's cultures and different choral genres. It was just an incredible day, and the culmination at the end of singing a song, a mass piece together, and it was just the universality of music, and it brought us all together in the room, and just watching the children's faces was just amazing. And I know that we have impacted our singers forever, and they will never forget their experience yesterday.
I'm Maitland Collins. I'm 12 years old, and I'm here from Canada, British Columbia, Canada, with the Campbell River Children's Choir. So one of my highlights here in Cuba was salsa dancing. We got to learn from some real Cubans how to salsa dance, and we have had lots of fun. And another one of my highlights was getting to go to one of the Cuban schools, and the kids there are just so sweet, and they have like so much rhythm, and they're just such good singers and dancers. So I really enjoyed both of those things. Here in Cuba, we've got to experience many international songs, and it's such a different culture really from Canada, and we've got to learn sort of other languages, and we've got to experience how kids interpret music here.
Hi, my name is Sophia, and I am a member of the Campbell River Children's Choir from BC, Canada. One highlight of the trip was when we got to spend some time with some Cuban children's choirs, and we actually got to have a concert with them, so that was a lot of fun, and we learned a lot. We also got some tours around Havana, and we got to see all the cultural differences.
Hi,
Hi, my name is Olivia Marsh. I am from British Columbia in Canada, and I'm part of the Campbell River Children's Choir. Working with these other choirs has been really interesting and cool because I got to see how they interpret their music, how they express their music, and how they play their music, which is really, really cool. And I think I can take away by how they are expressing it with their body and faces, which it's a really good lesson for me. Some of the highlights for me during the trip was when, after performing at a church with other choirs, we met up and started and danced with them. And it was a really, really cool experience because we got to interact with each other and learn more about each other. Another thing that is really enjoyable is the beach. It's really, really beautiful here, and it's not like back at home, and it's hot here, which when in Canada there is snow right now, which is really nice to be able to escape it.
Meeting you. So thinking as a music educator, I think that bringing your students, your singers, to a place like Cuba with a program like the Canada-Cuba program it's an absolute win-win, because every second of the trip we have been cared for and looked after so beautifully. This is my first year as artistic director with this choir, and so taking on a trip seemed like a lot, but really all the planning is done for you, and you don't have to worry about anything except for the music, and that is huge when you're planning a trip and thinking about where you might go.
Hi, my name is Atreya Kalangeli. I'm with the Campbell River Children's Choir, and we're from Campbell River, BC, Canada. I would 100% recommend doing the Cuba cultural trip because you learn so much about the history, that the first-hand experiences that you wouldn't get from a textbook. You experience the life and the culture that everyone has, and the people are amazing, and seeing the way they live and the way they act and what they eat and just things like that. You don't get to experience that from home. Being in a place like this is really where you get that experience. Having this cultural experience in Cuba has 100% helped me with all of my music. It's helped me to learn, especially working in a huge place like this, how to use your voice to fill up the space, and moving your body with the music, and just the enthusiasm that you have with the music. It's been a lot.
Hi there, my name is Brooklyn Bull. I'm from the Campbell River Children's Choir, and we are from Campbell River, British Columbia in Canada. Some of the highlights that I have had here in Cuba is with the other children and the experiences that we've had with them, how welcoming they are, and they're very kind, and I really got to enjoy the music that they have, and they have shared some amazing experiences with us, and I really have enjoyed my time here. So one of the things that I've really noticed about the choirs here is how they really get into the music moving their bodies. So they really use their limbs and their hips getting into the music. And another thing that I really noticed was that in this giant cathedral church, they've really opened their mouths wide to let the music out into the wide open space. And I will try that for sure.
I would highly recommend this trip, this cultural exchange to Cuba, for any choral conductor, any choir manager, any parent group. This cultural exchange to Cuba through Canada-Cuba Tours is a company that takes care of you from morning to night every detail is so well thought out and planned. It just takes the stress away so that you can truly enjoy the musical experience.
We are already trying to decide when we can come back to Cuba and plan another exchange, because a week is a beautiful amount of time, but there's just so much more that we want to explore here. And this trip has, I believe, profoundly changed our singers, and we will all go back different people. So thank you, Canada, Cuba. It's been wonderful.